Coming up on NCC News, how Kenya is one of the most dangerous places to give birth. The United States are resisting refugees from coming over, and how Kobe hung up his jersey and is about to retire from the NBA. These stories and more coming up after these messages. Hello, I'm Isabel Surapine.
And I'm Christopher Grisotomo.
In our top story, Kenya mothers are scared and worried about having their babies, and here is why.
The beds are quickly filling up.
It gets quite busy. Like you can have 3 mothers giving birth at the same time.
On Kenya's volatile border with Somalia, this Mandera hospital is quite literally the county's lifeline. The only free 24/7 referral hospital in an area significantly larger than Wales.
Is this your miracle baby?
Yes, it's a miracle baby.
8 weeks premature and weighing just less than a kilogram at birth, Abdi Nur Mohammed Abdi has since made a remarkable recovery. But his mother will not get to see his progress. She died a day after he was born. His grandmother, disabled and asthmatic, must now raise him.
To give you an idea of just how grave this situation is, the maternal mortality rate here is 9.5 times higher than Afghanistan, 4.5 times higher than neighboring Somalia, and 937 times higher than countries like Sweden and Spain. More women die giving birth here than anywhere else in the world. Security is a major factor. Repeat attacks by al-Qaeda-linked insurgent group al-Shabaab have caused government and aid agencies to shy away from the remote region. Child marriage is another factor, with girls giving birth before their bodies are ready. And cultural practices such as female genital mutilation, almost ubiquitous in this part of the country, produce horrific consequences.
The worst part is that you, as a person who is knowledgeable, there's little you can do. You are overwhelmed.
Kenya's First Lady, Margaret Kenyatta, the UN and other agencies have stepped in to try to help by launching an awareness campaign. But the problem is vast and they're imploring for more help. It's nearly midday in the delivery room and Khadija Romo is 4 centimeters dilated with her 8th child. But she's not complaining. In the world's most dangerous place to give birth, she's surrounded by professionals. And we later learned these Mandera mothers and their babies all lived to see a new day. Robin Creel, CNN, Mandera, Kenya.
The U.S. is rejecting refugees from coming over from Syria and other Islamic countries, and here's why.
President Barack Obama made it very clear how he feels about the idea of accepting Christian but not Muslim refugees.
That's shameful. That's not American. It's not who we are.
But Senator Ted Cruz, the son of Cuban refugees who fled to the United States, defended such a religious test for refugees coming out of Syria.
There is no doubt that millions of people are suffering from the rise of radical Islamic terrorism. Christians are suffering, Jews are suffering, and other Muslims are suffering.
But you're
They're
saying
being
Muslims
persecuted.
shouldn't be allowed in the U.S.?
What I'm saying is Syrian Muslim refugees should be resettled in the Middle East, in majority Muslim countries.
Several Republican presidential candidates have come out strongly against the U.S. accepting refugees from Syria.
I will oppose them coming. We should be relocating them in the region.
I do not believe that we should be bringing them here.
More than 24 governors, most of them Republican, have pledged not to accept refugees in their states.
We have simply instructed all of our state agencies not to process any paperwork or anything relating to that.
The director of the CIA says the U.S. should not isolate itself by closing off its borders.
That is inconsistent with what I think our societies have been founded on over the last several hundreds of years.
I'm Andrew Spencer, reporting.
Hundreds of people took to the streets of Minneapolis Sunday to show their solidarity with France in the midst of the Paris terror attacks. Marchers waved French flags through downtown Minneapolis before entering a city basilica for a prayer service. Many who attended have loved ones living in France or other personal connections.
It's going to come down to your Islamic Society of Pinellas County, firebomb you, shoot whoever's there on site in the head.
And at first, when I heard the voicemail, I was just like in shock. I was like, man, let me listen to this one more time.
Hearing it a second time, the words even more frightening.
St. Petersburg, Florida.
2 years old.
She is reading. The message was left only hours after the deadly terror attacks in Paris on Friday. Sarah Belsol spoke to a member of the mosque who picked up the message.
Because what you're doing is you're putting fear into the hearts of people.
That fear caused the mosque to ask for an increased police presence and cancel Sunday's Islamic school for children. The FBI says it's aware of the voicemail and is investigating. The caller even left his name on the message.
Come find me, please. Please report me, because I would love it. You're going to die.
Cruel words for a congregation that says its main goal is to promote peace. In St. Petersburg, Sarah Belsol, Bay News 9.
The Norwalk Symphony Group came to NCC so they could do an in-studio interview, and students from NCC helped work on it. The students had worked their skills in the boardroom and had a great interview. And here's more about it.
So right now we are working on the Norwalk Symphony project, and what that is we have the Norwalk Symphony came in, the president and the conductor come in, they did an in-studio interview, and we also did on-site location interviews and recording. It was really exciting. I think it's the first time the TV and Film Club have worked with somebody outside of the school as far as a project, and it's nice to be able to show what our students can do, and especially on a more professional level. It's something that they can put into their portfolio. It's something that they can be proud of and show people and showcase, and it will be on TV, so that's even better. And it's just really a way to get out there and to be more productive as a club.
At the Norwalk Symphony is to give people music that they adore, and to do it in a way that somehow makes it that much more engaging to them, you know, to really bring the music to the audience. Other great works we've done are Mahler's First Symphony, which is really exciting and has, you know, almost 100 musicians on the stage. We've done Carmen, an opera, and we did it semi-staged with singers walking through the audience, and we've got incredible works coming up this season.
The Trunk or Treat was held in an NCC parking lot this year. It was a great way to give back to the community, and students and staff made it a great time for all of the kids. All of the clubs were there to be a part of this great Trunk or Treat event. Here's more about it.
I guess start out with your name.
Okay, so my name is Trevor Robson Baker, and this is my car. So basically what we have here throughout this entire trunk is an Alice in Wonder theme. And so we are part of Theater Club, and we decided to vote upon just doing a theme like this. We thought it would be really good, and like it's also really colorful, as you can see here. It's with the theme of our whole Trunk or Treat. The whole reason is mainly for families that are sometimes too busy to take their kids out during Halloween. So we at NCC provide these families a chance to give their children an experience of Halloween itself. And each different trunk allows us to have a different theme and also give them that set experience of like maybe going around trick-or-treating at other houses.
Is everybody welcome to volunteer the trunk of their car for the event?
Anybody is welcome. However, we do take a vote upon whose trunk we do use, especially for like Theater Club. There were several people who volunteered. However, during the voting process, mine was chosen instead, and so it allowed us to have a conveniency, I would say, since I'm here basically all the time, and it was easy for us to like have everything within my car and set and ready.
The TV Club is working on big things this semester, from going to the Maury Show to having a bake sale for the club to raise money for upcoming events. An interview was held with the president of the club, and she will talk more about it.
The TV and Film Club is actually something that the TV and film students put together. And what we do, it's not only for the TV and film students, but what we do is we try to collaborate with different groups on campus. So right now we're working with The Voice to put together a live broadcast.
So in the TV and Film Club, what are you guys working on so far?
Right now we are working on doing a movie night and the Maury Show. So we want to get as many participants as we can so we can go to a live show, take a look at behind the scenes, get an idea of what it is that the students could be doing if they were in the program. So we really want to get out there. We want to do things that are geared towards TV and film, but not just to TV and film students. We want to make it more embracing for everybody.
So in the near future, what are you planning to do with the TV Club?
In the near future, what are we planning to do? To be honest with you, I'm not really sure. I'm only here for one more semester. So during that semester will be the AVAs, and it'll be the first time that I will be doing the AVAs without Stony, who did everything for us. So it's really kind of a learning process right now. So that's the big thing that we have going on. We want to give away consolation prizes for coming to the AVAs. We want to just do more to get more people involved and to showcase what the students are doing.
When we come back, we will talk more about the clubs at NCC and all of the things that are coming up, like what is happening in the near future. Stay tuned for all of this when we come back.
What college are you going to?
I don't know.
What do you want to be?
I don't know. My parents want me to be an architect.
Architect?
Yeah, but it's my future. I want to do something that turns me on.
What turns you on?
I don't know.
We know NCC has a Student Success Center where counselors assist every student in creating a future.
You'd make a cute pirate.
I don't know.
We know. Be who you want to be. Create your future at NCC.
The theater club had a lot of events coming up, including an improv night. Also, they are getting ready for the trunk or treat event and all of the things that they are planning to do this semester. But here are some words from their president and other people in the club who will tell you in the interview as we go.
Club right now, we are having our improv night on October 27th in the theater at 4:30. We're gonna have some free pizza for everyone who would keep being involved with trunk or treat in the next 2 weeks. That's pretty much it. The goals in Theater Club is to make sure everybody's comfortable and to improve on people's acting skills.
Do more activities within the club. We've already had a lot lined up, improv games, all types of different games, but we're also going to take it outside the clubs as well. We have a ball lined up for early this year. We have a lot of more activities instead of just doing your average bake sale. We're trying to do something to get the population of NCC more active and more involved with our club. We're doing a lot more advertising. We're going to be up in your face a lot. We're going to make sure that you know that Theater Club is here.
All in all, Theater Club is just a bunch of people coming together to do something they love and have a good time doing it.
In African Culture Club, we interviewed their vice president. We had a great talk about what the African Culture Club is all about and how they plan to make their school a better place. Also, all the things that are coming up in the near future. We will let the video talk for itself.
The African Culture Club is just to, basically educate most people about, the forgotten history of Africa and also, basically expressing unity between all cultures.
What is the club doing in the near future?
In the near future, we're just going to keep expressing Africa's history and enriching other cultures. We're also trying to just reach out to the younger generation and basically give them intelligence.
Are there any events coming up?
Oh yes, we are having a Around the World event. Basically when all the clubs of the school get together and represent a culture in the world.
What are you going to do as a club?
As a club, so in March we're gonna go on a college tour, and we're gonna go witness Howard, Clark University, just all the.
Are there any sales coming up or anything like that?
Oh yeah, so the way we're gonna plan for our college tour in the spring, we're gonna have a bake sale and raise money, basically just to help fund our tour.
What is the primary reason for your club?
So the primary reason for our club is basically just to express Africa's forgotten history, and also to just also expressing unity between all cultures and religion, and that we're all just big one family. It's not all about just Africa's history and African Americans in general, but it's also just about everyone coming together.
NCC had their Performance Arts Festival to show how talented their students are. It was held in the PepsiCo Theater, and it was a full house. It was a great ending with all of the rehearsing that they did.
Hey man, do you have any words of advice for anybody who may have a creative drive but is too shy to take that first step on the stage?
Definitely. Performing Arts Festival is a great way to start out, because there's so many people that there's not too much pressure on any one person, and you can also do as little or as much as you want. So you can be in a play, like for example, Acting 1 students, there were 25 of them on stage. Each one of them had like 4 or 5 lines, so it wasn't too much pressure. So it's a great way to get started without it being too overwhelming or anything.
Okay. What's the position?
Hi, my name is Christine Mangone, and I'm an assistant professor of music and theater.
All right, so how long do you rehearse for these types of events on a normal basis?
We started rehearsing the second, we had auditions the second week of the semester, so we've been rehearsing for about 10 weeks.
Great, so you want to rule around?
When we come back, we will have a great interview with the local rapper. Also, we have a great interview with the director of this newscast, and about a mascot being beaten up. With a local rapper from Norwalk, Connecticut called Duzzo Dave. In his interview, he spoke to us about his future and what he wants to accomplish in his career as a rapper. Also, how it feels to rap on stage. Lastly, what it's like to become famous in the small town of Norwalk and how he is grounded in his music.
Name and what you do?
My name is Duzzo Dave. My name is David Velasquez. Colombian. Born and raised Norwalk, Connecticut. 23 years old. And yeah, that's it.
So who do you most admire in the music industry as of lately?
Who do I most admire? Well, lately I had to say an artist that I admire is Goldlink. He's an artist from VA, and he's just taking risks musically. So I kind of admire people that kind of get out of the box and do different things and take risks. I don't like. Not that I don't like artists that play it safe, but it's like, I admire people that have the courage to do their thing, to do what they want to do.
So how many music videos have you done lately?
I've done, like in my whole career, I've done like 7, I think, 7. But, to be honest with you, like a lot of the music videos that I've done, they kind of, obviously like I like them for what they were, but I feel like they don't kind of represent me as much as I want them to. So I feel like my next video that I'm gonna drop is gonna be like fire. You know what I'm saying? Like my next video, like I'm gonna make sure that it represents me and it represents like what I'm about, you know? Like before I was just throwing videos out and you know, they looked cool, you know, they were dope. But I feel like as an artist, everything that you do has to have like a direction, right? Everything has to be representative of what you want to do, and you know, it has to be clear, you know, it has to be authentic and genuine.
What is your favorite song on any of your albums?
My favorite song on any of my albums? I'd have to say 55 Cedar Street, Part 2. No, Part 2 though, because 55 Cedar Street Part 2 was kind of like a transition to like my artistry. And when I moved back to my house, right, because this house is the house that I lived in my whole life. But then I moved somewhere. Then when I moved back, I felt kind of like an artist change, right? I felt like, you know, I felt a little more mature in my music. So that was the first song that I recorded at my house, at my, you know, my new old house, right? So that's kind of when like my artistry, my maturity kind of changed a little bit. So, you know, that's like one of the more mature songs that...
So in your room, this is where you record?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the studio, you know. It's a lot easier to have your own studio where you can kind of be comfortable and you can, you know, take risks of going to a studio and paying a lot of money and, you know, being pressed for time and being pressed for time and things like that. So, yeah, being in a studio, having a studio in my own crib is fun, you know. I'll tell you straight up though, the bad thing about having a studio in your home is that you get a little too comfortable, and sometimes you don't know when to like really work hard and when to like, you know, when you're like chilling. So like when I'm in my room, sometimes I think my room is like the chill spot, right? But like my recording stuff is right there. So I kind of I gotta kind of put myself in this like train of thought where I'm just like focusing on my music and I'm gonna be focused and I'm gonna make really dope things, you know. I gotta kind of like separate the two, which is, you know, kind of a challenge sometimes. But at the same time, you know, I like it because I'm not spending a lot of money and I'm being comfortable. I'm comfortable with.
So how many concerts have you done?
I've done a lot. I've done maybe like 20 concerts, and I headlined my own concert, my own show. In June was when I headlined my own show, and it was a cool experience, you know. And like it was like a basement in Bridgeport, and we packed the basement out. Did you go to that?
No.
Okay, you should have been there. You should have went.
I knew I should have.
It was really fun. It was like dope. It was also a pop-up shop for Thrift Lift, and so Thrift Lift did that thing, and then it was Netta, Cousin Ari. Well, he doesn't go by Cousin Ari anymore. He goes by Ari Serrano. Barry Love, Alex Ruffin, and me. So yeah, it was a cool experience.
We have a great interview with a student from the class. Jarrett Williams and himself will talk about what it's like to be in TV3 and what he has learned so far in this class. And we go to the interview now.
Very shocking semester for me because I've never used a camera before, and first time using a camera was kind of weird, and especially doing leaves and stuff that I really didn't care about. So I think it was really tedious, but after learning all the skills that I had to learn into TV1 to bring it to TV2, I actually really did learn a lot in how to use Avid really well with Stoney, which he's not here either, but it's fine. It's all right. It's cool, my guy. And in TV3, it was I learned how to help TV2 to understand what I had to learn in TV2, and it really showed how much I grew in this class and how much I became a better student because of all the things that I learned. And from Avid, from knowing how to make scripts, from doing everything possible to make sure I pass this. But
so do you do you see yourself kind of branching out towards different experiences regarding this field?
Definitely. I just don't want to be set into one lane. I want to be able to be in a whole bunches of lanes where I can be on the lighting board, or I can be a lighting director, or I can be a stagehand, or I can be a prop guy, or I can be an actor or a comedian. I kind of want to do it all. So yeah.
Why the TV courses?
I wanted to take TV courses because my father's a lighting director, and I really want to become a lighting director. And the best way to learn how to be a lighting director is to know how to do lighting. But I also learned a lot of other stuff too, how to record, how to use cameras. I've never used a camera before besides this class. And I really thought it was a good learning experience for me to be in this class. And it took me a long time to get to this class, but when I finally made it, it's been a great experience.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Yes, I want to thank Michael Shea for being a great teacher. And this is the last year you will see Kobe Bryant in a Lakers jersey. That's because he's getting ready for retirement. He goes into this interview understanding everything about his career, and he's just happy to be named one of the greatest players who has ever played for the Lakers. He had a great career in the NBA, and now we'll go to the interview.
I mean, I just, the fact that I'm talked about in the company with Magic and, you know, Cap, and, you know, I've made it. That's enough for me, man. I was a Laker diehard growing up. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's good enough for me. And I've just been extremely fortunate. I mean, how many kids can say growing up, you know, that, you know, you turn pro, you're going to play for your favorite team in the world and spend your entire career there? I mean, it's been a dream.
Robin Lopez fights NBA mascots. It's his thing. Just to name a couple, in March he fought Toronto's mascot and Orlando's mascot. This time he's back fighting the Raptor again.
There you see him, the Raptor. He's got a list. It says, my favorite Lopez list. It includes Jennifer, George, Mario, Nancy, and no Robin. So there you see him, guys. Robin just telling the Raptor how he feels about not being on that list. But of course, Robin has an ongoing battle with mascots all over the league. They try to get his goat, but it never quite works. Robin always finds his revenge. And I asked him when all of this mascot stuff started. He said, I don't really know.
Please join us next time on NCC for more news. Please join us next time for more NCC News.
I'm Isabel Serapine.
And I'm your host, Christopher Crisotomo. Thank you and good day. Before we go, I would like to tell you about our upcoming news. We will be covering NCC contributions to honoring our veterans and seeing what it takes to keep the paper running on a weekly basis. Finally, how NCC is providing a safe environment for the kids with the trunk or treat experience for Halloween.